What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This is my big turbo Supra. Got all kinds of goodies, but this ain't about that. This is about the fact that I am going to be installing an interchiller. If you guys don't know what interchiller is, essentially it uses your car's AC system to cool a air to water system. So for instance, what it's going to be doing is it's going to run through this big block, and refrigerant goes through it, and the coolant for the heat exchanger goes through it, and it super chills your coolant that cools your boost through your intake manifold. So if you guys see any of those pictures, I'll throw up a couple on the screen here, where the intake manifold is absolutely frosted over and people are like drawing on it. It's nuts. So I'm gonna take you guys over here. This is the box I got. So this is basically how it came to me, except my name was right here, so I ripped that off. So this is for a reservoir. It's like a heat shielding sort of thing that you stick on it just to help prevent like heat transfer from anything to the tank. And then this is basically your instructions. It has your name on it. It's like superficial and everything. You have this little USB stick for instructions, and then it breaks down everything you got. Super cool. I really like that. Like, this just has your name on it. I don't know. It seems superficial. And kind of a breakdown of how the system is and how it's going to be. So what's neat about this system, this platform hasn't been touched a whole lot. Like right now they're working on the Supra and the G80, the M series and all that, with all the B58s, S58s and all that stuff. But not a whole lot of people's done it yet. So they're still perfecting it and doing more and more. So I'm actually one of the first people to run a setup like this. So this right here is a new front mount AC condenser. So this is something new that they started doing. We'll get to this in a little bit. I'll kind of just take you guys through what's in the box first. What's in the box? All right, so these are just hoses. Comes with a lot of hoses. Honestly, don't know what exactly these hoses are for. This isn't going to be an install video. This is kind of me showing you guys this stuff real quick. This is more insulator, more hoses. Love to see it. No idea what this is for, but we'll find out eventually. This is the fun part. Oh, I did get a t-shirt though, and the t-shirt was really nice. It just had like their just force induction logo on it on the front, kind of small, and on the back it did it again. It was really simple. I actually really like it because it is simple. It's not like all these other shirts that are just like a ton of stuff's going on. Unlike the old emo shirts, like A Day to Remember, like Bring Me the Horizon, where the Pierce the Veil, where the shirts are just wild. Those were cool. Anyways, moving on. So this is a lot of stuff. A lot of fittings. I mean, you're messing with the AC system. Basically making it to where now a refrigerant in the system is going into another system. So you kind of got to like splice into it in multiple different ways. So a lot of fittings in here, and there is some specialty fittings in here. These are for the Supra and G80, B58 Gen 2, really specific. So a lot of fittings, a couple wires. It's actually surprising. That's the fun part. This, oh, what is this? I forget. Oh, it's like your solenoid. Yep, solenoid in there. These are brackets to mount your interchiller to the front. This is the pump. This thing is a unit. This thing flows a lot. And then this is a bracket for the pump. And then this is the interchiller itself. This thing probably weighs 25 pounds. This thing's a unit. This is where all the magic happens. So you got your fitting or stuff over there, more stuff over here, out and out. So like I said, what's gonna happen is fluid coolant comes in and it goes through there. Also your refrigerant, or not refrigerant, AC Freon, whatever, what is it? Like 134 or something, goes in there and it cools the water, and in the result, that water goes into your intake manifold and cools the boost, and it makes it like dang near freezing. That is going to go essentially right here. Now, if you guys have watched my videos, I do have the Velossa duct, and I kind of modified it to where it's just the duct there, and then I have a hose that connects it and runs it to right there. Like, it's a whole separate hose that I connected to guide the air to it, because the way Velossa duct is like kind of comes up and then like stops right there. It's like, hey, just air, go over here. and it doesn't really do that very well. So I kind of modified. I have a video on that, and it actually dropped my IATs significantally. So it works really well. I mean, pre-turbo IATs anyways. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have to take all that out, which kind of sucks, but oh well. This is gonna work way better. So that is not gonna go there. And then some of these fittings, like I said, we're gonna be deleting the factory heat exchanger because the new condenser is gonna go in its place. The refrigerant will go through the condenser, it'll get cold, kind of go back into the condenser, and that thing go through the loop along with going through the entire cycle. So I'm not saying I'm 100% knowledgeable on this setup. Like, this is something completely new. Obviously this isn't out there for like the B58s. Really, it ain't out there for a whole lot of people. Like, I know it's factory on like TRXs and Hellcats and whatnot. Talking to FI Interchiller, there is some more things coming. Like I said, they are currently working on this platform more and the G80 more. And as you see, there's not a whole lot of space in here. So like the biggest and best thing you can do with cooling is more volume. As you see, there's really not a whole lot of places to put it. So for now, when it comes to the cooling system for the heat exchanger, you are still using the factory reservoir. They are working on an aftermarket one. I do believe it's gonna go in there somewhere, and it's gonna add a lot of volume. So if we look at the instructions here, kind of break it down a little bit better. The chiller's job is to make sure a tank of fluid is freezing cold. The tank of fluid's job is providing enough fluid so that your entire time spent at wide open throttle, you're supplying constant -15 Fahrenheit to 32 degrees Fahrenheit fluid to the interchiller. Example, you would install a 5 to 12 liter reservoir, buying you fluid volume so that you are then able to supply a constant temperature of fluid for X amount of time. So yeah, having a reservoir will be huge because this little thing doesn't do a whole lot. And I did look at, there was that one guy that made a basically 2-in-1, and it was much bigger. However, the issue was they were joined together. So I mean, that would be like a heat transfer, which is something you don't want to do. So they're making a separate reservoir to put somewhere around here. All right, so real quick, we'll talk about some truck stuff. Got some new tires for the truck. Got some Mickey Thompsons, brother. Got Mickey's on the Supra, Mickey's on the truck. These are Baja Bosses, 285, 6520. They're almost 12 inches wide. Super excited for those. Those are super aggressive, especially compared to what I have at the moment. What else? I have a new radiator shroud. I have a new intake, spacers, because I'm probably gonna just run stock wheels for quite some time. Got that new Banks gauge, one of them things, so that'll be cool. Oh, this is for the Supra, actually. I got one of these. I'm super excited for this. Probably not gonna run this all the time, but I really want to know what it sounds like. It's one of these turn downs. Got that from ETS. I think it was like $100 or something, so it wasn't too bad. Make some content on that. Let's see here. These are, oh shit. Oh gosh, I didn't know that was open. These are mud flap deletes. That way I can run a bigger tire. Plus I'll make the truck look kind of taller. These are pretty good quality. These were highly recommended by literally everyone. So be on the lookout for that. That'll probably be coming soon because I really want to put these tires on. Truck looks weird without it. New PPE oil filter, mag plug, trans cooler. I got all the VSC stuff. So the fuel saver. This is also VSC. That is the VSC catch can. Y'all comment down below what color y'all think I should wrap the Supra. So what I want to do is leave the hood and fenders carbon. I don't want to touch those. I mean, it's carbon fiber. Like, I want to leave that stuff exposed. I want to show it off. I know a lot of people are kind of like, empty carbon. Front wheels, I don't plan on changing. I kind of like the OEM wheels because they're like chrome and black, and they match like the chrome and black bead locks. Think about taking the spoiler off. I think I'm gonna have them wrap it regardless, but leave the bottom exposed. However, I'm probably gonna get like some caps or something to put into the holes. That way I can like cover it if I want to take it off. But then I don't know how that'll work, but I'm gonna talk to him. This car really needs to be washed. Last time was the first time I drove it in months, just cause I've been gone. So what I was thinking is either like a dark red or purple. It's crazy. I know. Call me crazy. Oh man, that's new. Damn, that sucks.